what I want to talk about today is how you get those transitioned ends with using your profile jig by the use of these ramps. No longer do you have to get those squared off ends. I've had some questions lately about how I made the ramps on the end of my profiling jig that will help you to more closely get to the final shape without so much hand shaping. Now, before you can make these, you have to have the cams and the bearings that you've created for your neck back on the profiling jig. And I'll show you how that works. One thing you have to keep in mind is all necks are not the same on both sides. So this ramp has to match your highest side. The lowest side, you just have to hand shape that later. I've taken the sled that holds my router and I've put a dowel rod sticking through it that's going to stick out just as far as the router bit would. And there it is, barely touching the neck, as if it was a router. And I've got it clamped so that the pointiest edge, the highest edge, is sticking straight up. The highest part of this right here, and that's what we have to base our ramps off of. So when that pin hits that high part, it makes it ride up. You can see it's riding up, getting higher. Well, that's what you got to do to make that ramp. I'm going to take a heavy piece of paper, attach it on the side. Just doing this with tape right now. And a heavier piece to back it up. And on the router base, I'm going to take a pencil lead that I've sharpened to where the sharpest point is on one edge. I'm going to put that to where it's towards the bottom and closest to the edge of the router base, and just fasten that on there with tape. So I've got the pencil lead, sharpest part close to the edge and down, and got that pin where it's going to ride on the highest part of this neck. And I'm going to push that along with the pencil lead against that piece of paper and hold it in position as it rises. Whoops, see, I messed up a little bit. You got to hold it. So that right there will be the shape of the ramp, or both sides. So if you can make out this pencil mark that's on this piece of paper, and I take the ramp that I had made previously, it is pretty close. It's not exact. It might have been a different neck that I had in there last time. On the heel of the guitar here, where both halves are the same, doesn't matter. Both sides are the same. The ramp will do the same thing. And you'll get a shape real similar to that. So here it is, still in the jig. No sanding at all. This is all router. I hope this video today answers all your questions about these ramps. You should have a pretty good idea of how this works now. And you should be able to do this yourself. If you've made the jig, you can make the ramps and make it work for you. Get better transitions without that squared off edge. So be sure to subscribe, like, and share with your friends.
Marvelous.